Hi, this is the host of Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, heard weekly on Clear Channel Radio with another Tech Searchlight. We're joined now by Congressman Frank Guinta. Now, of course, Congressman Guinta has been very much in the forefront when it comes to helping our kids, the whole science, technology, engineering, mathematics. He's been very involved in Manchester. Of course, you might remember him from that as well. And making sure that everyone now in the state is really getting what we need out of the federal government. Of course, he's from the 1st Congressional District. Congressman, welcome to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson.
It's a pleasure to be back.
So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here today. Of course, this is the first regionals. We've got all of these kids. Pretty much every high school is involved in this. Do you see this as an important program for the kids?
Oh, I think it's a critical program for kids in New Hampshire and all across the country, and I really appreciate what Dean Kamen has done to advance, the mission of inspiring our youth to be focused on science and technology and mathematics. I'm looking forward to when my kids begin the Lego League and then get into U.S. First and hopefully get into these competitions and get into the finals.
It is really amazing to see because it is a program that goes all the way from much younger kids. As you mentioned, the Lego League, there's 4 different levels that teams can compete in. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Of course, the big robotics competition is much more expensive than just starting out. And I look at what's happening here in the United States and what's happening around the world, and where we are the innovators. We have been, at least. You see Apple and what's happening there. Things may be manufactured overseas, but we're the ones that innovate. We're the ones that actually reap most of the rewards. My soapbox has been for quite a while. If we don't stay ahead in developing these new products, we're going to fall far behind. And I look at FIRST as a great way to get kids exposed to this, even if they don't want to become engineers when they grow up.
I think the exposure to young kids and young adults is phenomenal. It's up to them if they so choose to be in the engineering or mathematical or science and technology fields as they grow older. But to develop kids' minds at this age beyond what you learn, in a 6-hour day at school is wonderful. Secondly, it's a team building exercise too, and it gets kids focused on not just the math and science component of making the best robot to compete in the game, but it promotes camaraderie, promotes the team atmosphere that I think you need as a young adult growing up to have that good foundation that I think so many parents want to see in their children. So I've been a big supporter of this program since day one. It started way back in 1989, I believe, right here in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it continues to thrive not just nationally but now internationally. And it really says something about Dean Kamen and his commitment to our country, that he is willing to devote so much time, energy, and effort into making U.S. First a premier annual event.
Well, it's great to see the sponsors of the show today, and the sponsors, of course, are what help make things possible. I say this show, this whole competition, and these kids aren't just making the robots. As you know, what they're actually doing with these teams is raising money. They're putting on presentations to boards of directors at businesses in order to help raise funds. They're putting together websites, marketing. They've got PR, and of course, like all engineering projects and business plans, there's never enough time and never enough money. This is the sort of thing that really should really be available in all of these schools. And the amazing thing about this whole thing, Congressman, is we're doing it with volunteers from companies. We're doing it with donations from companies as well as private individuals. This is an amazing step forward to see it grow. We have teams from all over North America, in fact, Mexico and Canada here today as well.
It's a wonderful example of how volunteerism and connectivity with the private sector can do good things. I myself volunteered a number of years ago at U.S. First down at the Nationals in Florida. So it's something that is addictive in a positive way for your community and for your school I hope it really continues to grow at the rate it's growing, because I want to see every school district in America have the opportunity to be able to compete in a regional. And that really is a wonderful goal, because you're talking again about volunteers, the private sector, and individuals recognizing that this is smart, that it's good, for their students, for their kids, and it's good local public policy.
Now, as you were involved with this, you obviously saw some changes. You saw some improvements in some of these kids as you're a volunteer. I know I've helped out with a team as well, and it's amazing to see the differences. If parents get involved, if kids get involved, what do you think would ultimately come of this? What's the potential for our families?
Well, expanding your mind and your brain to its maximum capacity is a wonderful thing. And if you can get a young mind thinking about the engineering world, the math, the sciences, rather than, I think, what a lot of kids are doing these days, which is sitting in front of a television, playing some sort of video game or watching TV. You've got to get out and expand who we are, and that's good for your family. That's good for your child, and it can be something that one student brings a friend of his or her into the mix, and it creates a new sort of socioeconomic potential for people. So I think it's a phenomenal opportunity for kids. I think it has a very positive impact. And think about this: for the better part of a year, you are focusing with a team and an engineering team in your school and in your local community through a business organization, creating a robot, building something, using your hands, using your brain to try to compete against other kids in a positive, friendly way. To me, that really is a wonderful asset that Dean Kamen has brought to our country.
Absolutely amazing. I'm glad, to hear that you were involved and helped out in the nationals down in Florida, and of course the regionals, and I love your interest in this program. I think it's an important one for ourselves personally, and of course for the country as well. Congressman Frank Guinta, 1st Congressional Districts, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, it's my...
Thanks for watching another Tech Searchlight, brought to you by Tech Talk with Craig Peterson. Visit us online at craigpeterson.com.